Subtle-ish.
Very subtle. It's very subtle.
Bird, but
obviously the general gist of this is it's a game of telephone. But so we really wanted to focus on learning a little bit more about each of our characters, both each other as players, like just to get to know each other's characters a little more, but also to share with y'all a little bit more about our characters. So obviously one person will tell the story, they'll record it, they'll send it to the next person in line. The next person in line has only a single chance to watch that video, hopefully retain as much information as possible, because then they have to retell the story, record it to the next person in line, so on and so on until the final story comes in, at which point we all gleefully wait to rewatch these and watch it devolve into madness.
I mean, I'm sweating a little bit on this one. This one did not go well for me. I can already tell.
This one's a really fun one because this one is going to be our lovely Esel de Furze Easy story this week, and obviously we all know that Easy has a wonderful and colorful accent and life. Also, Easy's a bit of a mystery, so I was super excited for this one.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Also, some of us may have tried the accent, some of us may not have.
I hope all you did.
Either way,
right?
I aggressively got it wrong. So you're welcome. Obviously, as you can see from our lovely boxes, Danny is not here tonight.
Yep.
I know, our lovely
mystery black box in the top right hand corner, so I had to do it this way.
Somewhere around here, wherever above me.
He's up there.
Zoic is currently not laying on top of me, so Sir jokes. So we'll once again we will make fun of him without him here. So
I'm sure he'll mess it up some kind of way.
Oh, I'm excited.
He'll add cars again. It'll be
fine.
Automobiles will be involved.
Ooh, lightning.
Loud thunder.
So hopefully we'll keep the stream alive. Otherwise it's gonna be a very exciting evening for all of us. So let's not waste any more time. Let's start with our lovely dear Easy telling us a story.
The origin story. I love it.
Hey.
Guten Tag, everyone. It's Easy here. I'm here to tell you a little story about my youth when I was just a little 15-year-old sprite. Yeah, very, very ready for the world, apparently. But one of my favorite memories with my friends, and one of the first times I get to use a very powerful spell within my arsenal. One of the many. But we'll get to find out what it is real soon. Okay, so it begins with my two friends, Hans and Elda. We were deciding to do something a little bit risque and disobey the rules and go out and skip one class. It was Mr. Schwechter's evocation spells class, which we were like, we're so good at that anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and skip it. And Hans had basically said, let's go out to the bog of Ippy Hippie Hoo Ha. So apparently that bog was very famous in the area for some mysterious power, so we had to go and see, yeah? So yeah, we weren't going to do that. So we went out to see bog. He goes out, it looks like a normal bog, it's just slime and puddles and, you know, weird looking birds. And basically Hans goes, all right, let's make this fun. So he grabs a pebble and throws it into the water. And I said, don't disturb the fluids. I said, fluids can change a person if you disturb them enough. That's what my uncle used to tell me sometimes. And so basically, he disturbs them anyway, doesn't listen. It's typical Hans. And as he does this, a head pops out of water, and he's mesmerized by it. He's like almost transfixed on it, and I finally look at it. Like I can't really see what it is, but as soon as it raises his head out of the water, they were vampiric manatees. You don't want to mess with those. So I was like, it's time to go. And so as soon as I say that, 3 of them leap out of the water. Fangs showing. And they deliver ice beams right towards me, Elda, and Hans. Thankfully, Elda's the best one in the group at protection spells, so she blocked them all off, and that's when I knew my time has come to shine. So I did deep in the barrels of easy the spell Magic Missile. So I delivered Magic Missile. Beep, 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 beep. 3 manatees. They didn't die. But they were dazed for just long enough for us to escape and laugh and giggle on the way back to school. Now, one interesting thing about this is that our friend Hans never saw manatees quite the same. One day I went to his drawer, found drawings of many lewd manatees. I think he's under the spell of the coven of vampiric manateeisms. It's a bad case. He never recovered from it. He had to drop out of the school to go join the bog of manatees. So, if you want to see Hans, he's now a manatee, or thinks he's a manatee that has vampiric powers. Whatever. Guten Tag. Bye.
I don't know what just happened, but there were like 3 details that made it to me.
Yeah, same
They're
here.
Yeah.
All of that was lost by the time it got to me.
Yeah,
man.
no, I definitely dropped a big one, but like there was very few things that were still left in that story.
I mean, it's by far the longest one we've had so far. So
that one was a little lengthy.
It's all right. I was here for it. I was here for that story.
And it's an origin story. It's the origin of the magic missile.
The origin of the magic missile. That's the way it first was delivered against. Which the joke is, vampiric manatees are just walruses. That's all.
Oh.
That's so dumb. That makes it even better because I was thinking about like manatees, but just like with a weird overbite, like not like super long husks, but like mildly like slight overbites.
Well, they're also like dugongs. They have ice beam, you know. As
yeah, sure. Why not?
Giving Doug a lot to play with down the road.
I know, right?
My favorite part is when Chris tells the story. He goes like this. He does the.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Like,
flippers.
I'm really sad that those like subtle like storytelling elements did not traverse.
That was really
all the sound effects and stuff.
Sound effects were golden. Just Chris, I want to understand your brain. I want to understand your brain.
That's gonna take you a while.
Yeah.
I feel like we missed an opportunity with Chris playing a bard at some point because he does sing.
I really want it. I just have ideas all the time about
Sounds great. So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna gang up on Easy and murder him.
Now I'm gonna die
and then
in a fireball of amazingness.
Up against the dreaded vampiric manatee. Sacrifices himself for the team.
Like next time he goes unconscious, like, so we're gonna heal him?
Let the fates decide.
I'll actually be about to kill him, and Azora's like, wait. Think of the stories that will happen if he dies. Oh, yep. Good call. All right. It's fine.
I like how Asura stops this. Like, I don't know what version of Asura you're thinking about right now.
We did just witness a war crime recently, so
yeah.
I guess it could be Valen. I don't know why, but Valen could stop me.
Valen will have to think about it first.
Yeah.
Well, Valen, maybe not so much. Larry would probably have to think about it a little bit. God,
we're horrible. Why are we?
We're trying to kill characters. This is supposed to be fun and lighthearted.
Whoever said that?
I don't mean to be rude, but honestly, this has probably been my favorite story so far, only because what the fuck are vampiric manatees?
I was trying to go for shock factor. That's purely what this story was
that
about.
was certainly shocking.
Well, now that I know they're actually walruses and not actually undead manatees, I'm like, oh.
That's right.
Especially because like manatees are just, bless their souls. I lived in Florida for a little while and not the brightest bulbs.
No, they're not bright at all.
Estuaries, like just dumb little floating fat molecules. The cutest fucking things, though. Just bless their little souls.
Bless their little hides.
I would really love to see a vampiric manatee in real life.
Vampiric manatees, man. They're out there.
Chris, I love you so much.
Who I sent this one to? I'm completely blanking on it now.
You've asked a great question. I believe it was Danny who was next in line.
That makes sense.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Everything falls apart. Yep.
Now I know why you got such little information.
Yeah. And that makes it even more unfortunate that he's not here tonight, so we can't rip into him.
Oh no, we can rip into him. It's just gonna be it'll be more mean-spirited because he's not here to laugh with us as opposed to us just laughing at him.
With us.
Yeah, exactly. With us.
All right. Then let's see Danny's and see what chaos was brought.
Oh man.
Yes.
All right, guys. Stoic here. I just got done listening to a great story from my buddy Easy, and it's a little flamboyant, but I would expect nonetheless from Easy. And he told me a story when he was 15, and him and two friends of his, Hans and Helga, decided to skip school and go check out the mysterious bog of Hibbity Hoppity Hoo. And when they got there, Hans decided that he wanted to skip some stones, and Easy tried to stop him, but not in time, and Hans threw that stone and disturbed the water. And Easy had told him that you can't disturb the fluids because it's dangerous, but he did it anyway. And what arose from that water soon after was 3 large creatures that turned out to be vampiric manatees. These vampiric manatees seemed dangerous and intent on harming the 3, but Helga was very good with her spells and cast an instant protection spell. Once that was cast, it gave Easy time to try out his new spell for the first time, his magic missiles, as he calls them. He struck all 3 manatees, hoping to do deadly damage, but, he was young and inexperienced, and all it did was daze them. But it dazed them enough that they were able to escape. And they went back to class, and Hans has never quite been the same ever since then. Easy found him on multiple times looking at or drawing lewd pictures of manatees, and he soon dropped out of school and joined a manatee cult of fellow worshippers, and it's never been the same since. But Easy at that point, indulged in magic missiles and has loved it ever since. And that is Easy's story.
Took on a very different tone.
Oh, yeah. I love it, though. I love it.
Stoic kept true to his namesake, though.
Oh, yeah.
That story was
did.
very like, here are the facts of the situation.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not going to spend a lot of time looking at the nuances of it. We're just, here are the facts. Here's what happened.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Just the facts.
Facts.
Oh,
Oh, that was great though. I think he hit it pretty well. I mean, there's a few little hiccups with the name of the bog.
Oh, you mean that wasn't it? He didn't nail the name of the bog perfectly.
Hippity hoppity who?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
also, I
German
love how
accent.
he just came from being like thinking himself to be a vampire manatee to like there's a whole vampire manatee cult now.
Cult. Yeah,
Like,
I like that.
We've elevated
the twist.
the story very quickly. Although I do
Canon.
appreciate
Canon.
yeah, he buried the lead on the magic missiles, which, you know, was this nice surprise element that appeared inside that story. So, you know, that was nice.
Oh man, I wish Danny were here to just explain some things and
I know. I was like,
enlighten us.
where did you hear that story, and then how did you come up with that story?
I'm a little like we decided that you can record it how you want to. You can tell the story how you want to tell it, but I'm kind of disappointed that there was no German attempt at a German accent.
Attempt at a German accent. It's okay.
Yes.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will fully admit that I was so worried about getting the German accent that I forgot like half the story. It's just straight up truth on that one.
I won't even pretend to tell you which version of
Yeah.
you know, the European Union I was trying to. I was getting like a full UN experience with my accent.
I was the one that got her video. A little bit column A, a little bit column B.
It was a
column
mind.
C.
Yeah, it was a meeting of the UN.
Yeah, I think you got Scandinavia pretty much covered. You know?
General Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love it.
Do you like tulips and wooden footwear? Welcome to Scandinavia.
Ricola.
Oh.
I have a really funny joke to that you have.
No.
I mean, it's actually not that really funny. It's pretty deadpan, but
Tell me easy.
I found some wooden shoes in the toilet. It turns out they're clogged.
Oh, look at that! We lost half our viewers. That's impressive.
There we go.
And fun, y'all. And yeah. We
I
peaked.
tried.
Comedy has been peaked, y'all. We have
Yeah.
already.
Yep. I mean, you
Everything.
can't go anywhere from there. It's done. Yeah.
The crescendo of true dad jokes has been.
That was the dad joke. Yeah, 101 right there.
Good night, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll
Yeah.
see you
Have a
next
great
week with
night.
everyone. Yep.
Yeah. So sorry. So very sorry.
I approve.
The DM is on. I guess the rest of us have to be on too.
I'm
So
like, how many segue opportunities do I have to do a joke
No,
about
you're
clocks? Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
It's true.
Wooden
That's,
shoes, yeah.
you take them while they're there. I
Uh-huh.
appreciate the fact you're like, I found the moment.
Mhm.
This is the moment.
This is the moment.
I've trained for this all my life.
My whole life. Oh, it's too good.
He's been like, like planning that for like months now. He's
Just
just
Kamehameha.
just been waiting for it. He's been charging for months now, ready for it.
Take this, Frieza. It's too good.
Oh man.
All right,
Awkward
so,
break in the laughter.
Tara, you had it next?
I did. That was the story that I got.
Oh.
And yeah, and I did try. Chris, I tried. I
That's
tried
okay.
so hard.
I am entertained to see how many different parts of Europe you've during this telling.
You will be excited, I think, or disturbed. So
Thanks.
here's my story.
So, Stoke told me a story about Easy when he was 15 years old. And Stoke said that this was a very flamboyant story, which makes sense, of course, because Easy. Oh yeah, I'm Easy. I'm Esel the Furze. So, when I was 15 years old, I skipped school one day with my friends, Helga and Hans, and we went down to the water to skip school and have a good time. And Hans picked up a stone and was going to skip the stone into the water, but I told him not to disturb the fluids, because bad things are going to happen. And Hans did not listen, and he skipped the stones, and what emerged were 3 vampiric manatees. And Helga, being very good at the magics, did a spell of protection to protect us from the vampiric manatees. And I, having just learned a new spell, decided to help as well. And I released the magic missiles, 3 of them. Of course, being new to this particular spell, I was not able to actually hurt them, but I did stun them. And that was enough to stun them long enough so we could run away. But Hans, we went back to class, but Hans was very different after that. He started drawing lewd pictures of manatees. And then he joined the Manatee cult. But I did get to learn a new trick, and I get to use my magic missiles now. So there's that.
Why did your impression sound like Asura making fun of Easy?
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I mean, the first thing I thought when I heard it was the Swedish Chef from Muppets.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my mind went to.
I was trying to use my body to keep the tempo of the accent because I couldn't figure out how to stay there. And so it just I looked like a crazy person bobbing around.
No, but I was picturing a bar tavern with two things of beer. Oh, da-da. You got the beer.
Oh yeah, I got your
yeah.
I felt like it was a little bit of exactly like Doug had mentioned, a little bit of fun because the Spanish Italian was blending in, and then I was like, it sounds like Antonio Banderas to an Austrian accent, but
Listen, I got all of my dialect training from the Highlanders, so
Sean Connery.
What is this haggis that you speak of? I'm Spanish.
I'm Spaniard.
I'm the Spaniard.
Yeah, and then I also used my French to be Scottish, so perfectly melded. It was.
Yep.
Thank you. I will accept my Oscar in the form of $1 million.
Europe was well represented in that video.
Was.
I've been single-handedly keeping the EU together right now, so you're welcome.
Yeah, makes sense.
But noticeably no British accent. So.
Yeah, well,
that's right. There was no British accent.
They know what they did. They made it.
This is the consequences of Brexit.
Yeah.
I mean, just
you don't get made fun of by a local actor who's doing a bad impression of another local performer. So
yeah,
it's skipped out on the European Union accent.
Yeah, that's classic.
The official EU accent. The official.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'll take that branding money.
I missed so much because again I was focusing on okay, how am I going to do this accent? I feel like I missed so many details from your video that I saw this time around. when I wasn't worried about, oh, I have to remember these things, like the little wink after fluids and little mannerisms. I missed all of that the first time.
I was just trying to imagine how he would have told the story, and I'm like, you know what? I think this is things he would do.
Yeah.
Did this? Whenever I hear of some of the fluids, I think of "Don't cross the streams." Is this the same thing? Like, don't mess up the fluids.
The fluids.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard to like have people on the edge of the seat that's like, don't disturb the water from Gandalf. In Fellowship.
But then you used the word fluids.
Yeah.
That's the shock. That's the shock. It's like, I didn't say
but when I think about fluids, I think about things that
other things.
Yes.
Not PG 13.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
That is true.
I think that's what most people tend to go to.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was thinking about fluids.
Yep. Because Fran has definitely made some of those not references, but she's made some of those, I guess, assumptions in chat, like, hey, fluids.
Fran, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Fran! We need help.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everybody. I'm so sorry for everyone. Planet Earth, I'm sorry for the atrocity that I bestowed upon you in the form of that accent.
Don't
2 atrocities in 1 month. That's impressive.
Yeah.
One by Asura and one by.
I'm just gonna go home now. Good night, everyone.
Look, I make fun now because mine is going to be so much more worse in a lot of ways. Yeah, I'm just preparing myself for
the war crimes you're gonna commit.
Mostly just forgetting a lot of the story. I haven't heard my video yet, but I don't think my accent was terrible. But I know the story is.
Well, let us be the judge of that.
That's right.
But yeah, no. Watching it now, it definitely looks like Asura is straight up making fun of Easy.
He's mocking Easy.
I wasn't even trying to make fun of you. I was genuinely trying to engage in like the persona that is you. I'm so sorry.
No, but I mean, we're all gonna do the same thing when it's your turn. Like,
good. I expect nothing less.
I can't do Asura. There's no way I can do Asura.
I expect nothing but just absolute like shredding of my personhood.
Yep.
It's gonna be awful.
I've been practicing, and I don't know where I am.
Highlight every flaw. Highlight all. Just make me feel like a 2-bit actor, please. I would love that.
Can do.
Helps me grow as a performer.
There you go.
Yep.
Doug's just like done. Check mark.
I feel like I'm been given a goal I can actually accomplish with ease. That takes the pressure off.
Am I allowed to stick my middle finger up on the screen? Guess which finger? She's got a sister. Have you met her?
Double burden. All right.
Hey. All right. So enough of picking on me for now.
Now it's time to pick on me.
Get back to it. You're welcome. Yeah. So next up in the beautiful story arc was Larry.
Oh boy.
Yes.
I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yes.
So when I was 15, I had these friends Hans and Helga, and we went out after school one day just to do what 15-year-olds do, and we came across a magical manatee, and I've already forgotten half the story. Freak out. Okay, and as we were approaching this magical manatee, and the accent's already gone, Helga and Hans began to freak out, and they did not know what to do. And so I whipped out my hand and did my magic missile. Though I did not hurt the manatee, I did stun him. I stunned him long enough for us to get away. And we made our way back to school, and we were safe and we were fine. And then the weird thing is, Hans was never the same after that. He would draw these lewd and crude drawings of the manatee do not know why, but that is the story. And I apologize, Chris, because this is just really, really, really short.
Woo!
Did a really good accent. Like
That was great.
That was really good.
That was good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
The story was not correct.
The story was awful. Nope, it lost so much stuff.
Great.
It focused solely on trying to get the accent right. Well, I remember Hans and Helga and the Manatee, and that's about all I remember. Let's see if I can.
I'm pretty sure her name wasn't Helga.
I heard Helga.
Was it originally Helga?
It was not Helga originally. No, it was
Elda.
It was Elda. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hans and Elda.
So you
ever
are
heard the phrase
world.
building a plane as it's taking off? I think that's how the phrase goes.
Building a plane as it's taking off.
Like you're building the plane as you're landing. I feel like Larry's like the plane took off so well immediately, and then he realized, oh shit, I don't know how to fly this plane.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much exactly what it's like. Oh no, I'm in a place that I shouldn't be. What am I doing here? Yeah.
Only one time going to the arcade and playing with the simulator does not make me a pilot.
I'm a pilot.
Oh yeah, that was I was definitely having like some freak out moments. Like I have forgotten everything. I forgot all of it. So, yeah.
But you added two phrases that were the essence of what Easy would say that I didn't even say, which made me so happy. You're like, I whipped out my hand. that one got me. That one got me good. I'm like, oh, I should do that. And the other one was lewd and crude. And I was like, oh, how did I not say that? I was so golden.
Yeah, you should add those both now to the vocabulary, especially if you like whip it out. Like if you can just whip it out periodically, that would be great.
Excuse me while I whip this
out.
Whip
this out.
Yeah, that was completely by accident too.
I loved it.
It was great. It was
fantastic.
You did everything that I was trying to do in my version. It was like capture the essence. Like you had the essence of Easy so well, like understood.
You had it.
It was so good. It was so good. I mean, the story, I don't know what was happening.
Oh yeah.
But
getting the essence of Easy was not on purpose. It was by accident, which I'm starting to think I understand Easy a little bit more now because a lot of him is he's just figuring things out as he goes along. Apparently,
that's right.
That's about what I was doing.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So
on the nose.
A little bit more of an understanding of Easy now.
Oh, I'm really excited for the Val and Easy like subplot story that'll start to develop now. Like
because we really haven't talked a whole
little
lot.
bro on bro action. I'm here for this.
True. You're very orderly, and I'm very like not orderly.
It's the odd couple.
It really is.
It is the odd couple, yeah.
Yeah. Which probably why we haven't. I think we've interacted the least amount in the story so far.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Huh. That's interesting. I haven't really thought about that until like right now.
That's right.
Okay. I have to work
I'll
on
do
that.
something to make a monk uncomfortable. Don't worry.
It's pretty easy.
You've probably already done it.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Why do you think I don't talk to you?
The Asura,
you know what you did.
Then Asura has underperformed.
I mean, but Asura makes all her boys uncomfortable. At least once.
Yeah, I like that y'all are my boys now. That does make me happy.
It fits.
Yeah, it works.
Fit. But no, like seriously, Larry, like that was like a really damn good impression.
It was.
That was a great impression. Good. It was. I was like, oh man, I am so ready for this.
I don't know where this.
I was like, oh, he's got to reel it back in. He's got it.
Yeah, it's like there's no magical manatee. The vampire element completely gone.
Gone. I don't remember. I heard something that was like vampiric and magical. Even though the words don't sound the same, is fairly close in terms. I'm trying to justify it to myself. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I can understand you.
You've read enough YA where the vampires were also
totally.
Yeah. I get it.
To be fair, Larry, the first take I said magical manatees. I'm like, no. Second take, I have to say vampire. So you're right.
Okay.
So you were so in character that you brought back magical from the original story.
Yep.
Somehow.
So it was like,
man,
we are so like linked just in sync, man. Just that's how it
That
goes
is
sometimes.
some method acting that I don't think anyone
right.
has ever mastered.
We subscribe to
hasn't yet.
ESPN, man. We subscribe to
Oh yeah,
Okay.
but I tend to practice. I do weird stuff when I'm driving, like practice voices and accents. So I have a German accent that I just play around with in my not in my head, out loud in the car when I'm driving around. So that probably explains why I was able to do it somewhat well.
Wait,
Same
what?
thing.
Insight into the world of Larry. I get bored. I drive around I do door dashing. Like all I've got is time in the car.
It's true, yeah.
You talk to yourself at some point.
Is that like your asshole voice when like someone cuts you off and like you're like, oh yeah, gonna cut me off?
Oh no, I'm way too angry to go into some kind of accent.
It goes more Rammstein than
Larry, how do you think I come up with NPC voices?
Driving around the car. Yeah.
In the car and in the shower, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the car, in the shower, absolutely.
It's quiet time. It's time by yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like I've wasted good opportunities to develop as a voice person because I'm over here like singing along to Radiohead on repeat.
You should never apologize for that, though. That is not a bad thing. Not at all.
I wanna point something out. So on my Spotify playlist, because okay, story time. Tara loves Tom Yum Ka, that spicy coconut soup. She loves it. It's one of her favorite soups. If you ever want to send me some soup, that's the one to send me. Tom York, being the lead singer of Radiohead, my playlist for all things Radiohead and Tom York is Tom Yum.
Nice.
A musical opinion of you has gone up a little bit here.
Yep.
Radiohead.
Yeah, thank you. And I thought it was a funny pun, but apparently
I liked it.
Wasn't as good as the
it.
clog joke, but you know what? I do what I can. Jokes are not my natural storytelling mode, okay?
It was way too highbrow for this audience.
It
I'm
was
so sorry.
too highbrow.
I'm so sorry.
Bring it back at least 7 pegs down.
That's what my jokes look like.
Yeah.
It literally took me 3 episodes of Tele-Story to get the name. Okay?
It's even spelled T-E-L-E.
I know.
apostrophe.
I thought television and telephone. We were doing the telephone game.
Yeah, that's.
See, you're too smart. You're wicked smart.
Yeah, I just want to hug you. I just want to hug you and be like, it's okay. It's okay.
Thanks.
It's all right. It's okay.
Oh, that's too good.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Also, I like your haircut. Everyone, tell Jeb he has a nice haircut.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's a nice haircut.
See
New
there.
haircut.
It's a new haircut. Yeah.
No haircut, yeah.
Right. Well, then, as a segue to good haircuts and bad accents,
Movie name, I call it.
Yep.
I think Larry, after you was Doug.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Keep this alive, the master of accents.
I love it.
We'll see.
Doug's the one who gets to have a new accent every week. So,
Mhm.
I mean, a new British accent every week.
Burn.
I mean,
I'm definitely my
in
character
Harandia.
now.
You're in a country where that's the predominant accent. Okay. Anyway.
My character's definitely getting murdered now. Like
reverse burn.
Yeah, next week, whenever we're gonna deal with that baddie, I'm definitely dying. So it was a pleasure. Have a great night.
Maybe just a mute curse.
Oh.
That's genius.
All right, so then Doug, it's time for your version of this story.
That's right.
When I was younger, around 15, I was at school with my friends Hans and Helga. And one day after school, we went out to do, as 15-year-olds do, and we encountered a magical manatee. And you see, my friends Hans and Helga, they were very scared of this manatee. And so I take my hand and I let go of the magic missile. But I did not want to hurt the magical manatee, but only did enough to stun it so that we could get away. And we did get away safely, but you see, after these Huns, my friend was never quite the same, and he began drawing many rude and crude drawings of this magical manatee, and I don't know why. And that is my story.
Pretty faithful adaptation to my story, my version of.
Wow, I mean, that was really close to hilarious.
Yeah, there was
pretty good.
Although I appreciated that accent because it had a slight like French note to it. So it definitely had like German French like border country like quality to it.
Like you're describing a cigar or a wine or something.
Yeah, you know, like
small notes.
French overtones with a nice German finish.
Tannins.
Yes, tannins.
Tannins.
Yeah, tannins.
I've been to one wine tasting. I know how it works.
I like how I feel like I kind of toned down Easy's just flamboyance, and Doug took that to like the next level to bringing it down a little bit more. So I have a feeling like Jeb's just like, what am I working with here?
All the other spectrum, y'all. You give me a German accent, I'm gonna go with it.
Yes.
No, but to your point, I think out of every version of this Tele-Story, Doug has been the most like truly faithful to whatever he's been given.
Yes.
Like every element is like
really
perfectly placed based on the story that he gets.
Yep.
No, but that makes sense. Like, I don't know why, but he's a DM. He's the storyteller. It makes perfect sense. That would be what Doug would do.
It's just like it's so good. It's so good because it's just every time I'm always like, God damn it! If we had given Doug better material.
Just let him go second next time, and it'll be fine. And then the third person will mess it up, which will probably be me. I'll probably be the third person.
I'm gonna be really excited to see Doug's story.
I know,
and see
right,
how
man?
well all of us go. Like, oh, look at this beautifully crafted story. Let me just smear it everywhere. What happened?
Yeah.
We just use some chocolate syrup down the drain on that.
There you go.
boy.
Nice reference. Solid.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's not gonna be pretty.
I took film class. Although I will say, so what bothers me the most about this, not Doug's telling, it's actually from Larry's version of the story, is that our one female character in the story lost all agency. Like the original version of the story, she's like pulling up, like she was quick thinker. She pulls up a protection spell, keeps us all safe, before Easy gets to like show off with some magic missiles. Like, and now she and her friend are just like, I'm scared. Oh. Okay. Bye.
I could easily blame that on just a memory lapse, but honestly, I'm just a sexist, and I
gross.
Want women to have any.
Hey, this is a safe space, Larry. You can open up.
Like everybody can now see this. So. Just for clarification's sake, because I know how the internet works, I am not a sexist.
I know.
And that was not intentional.
Just because I know how the internet works.
Yes.
Listen, I'll be the judge of who's a sexist around here.
Yep.
I will not be a judge of anybody.
No, but no, Doug, that was great. I felt like tapped into Christoph Waltz's Glorious Bastards.
That's who it is.
It was so
That's
good.
who it is. It's very
so
Christoph
good.
Waltz.
It was
That
just
nails
serious enough. It was just serious enough to be like, oh, I'm scared of this guy. Like it was,
Yeah. Yep. That totally tracks. Wow. Good catch, Chris. Like that was
true.
That's impressive.
I'm here for this.
I know my German accent.
Listen.
That's true though. Like,
Chris is a connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
No, what they call me
Now I'm really scared. Like,
Yeah, well, that's
Doug's
the
gonna pull
DM,
up
yeah.
some Christoph Waltz down the road, and we're all gonna be like, "Fuck us,
good.
we're
Yep.
dead now."
Something about this guy I just don't trust. I don't know what.
He'll
He's
be
just
a
talking about
Nazi.
cheese and tea, but like it's so intimidating.
It's
Oh my
so
god, if he brings
adorable.
tea up, I'm gonna be ruined, y'all. I'm gonna be ruined.
Great.
Oh damn, now I really just want to put Doug's face like on that scene.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's literally all I'm thinking about right now. Is like
Mhm.
is just picturing Doug's face in that scene now. Because it was Christoph Waltz.
Drinking milk and talking about murdering Jews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So not problematic.
No,
Not problematic.
Not at all. Nope.
That's fine.
No problems here.
Totes works.
Definitely not in 2020. We're still dealing with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
problem at all. Not a
Mm-mm.
problem.
Yep.
Everything's great. It's good. It's great. It's good. That was terrifying.
Well, do you want to jump straight into mine, or do you want to do the recap first?
No, we're gonna
let's-
jump into yours first because we
Yes,
have
we're gonna
do that.
first. Like we're not gonna just go and fuck Jeb's story.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, because Jeb, you're the last in the lineup.
I am.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Mhm.
All right, Jeb's version of Easy's story.
Here we go.
When I was younger, around 15, back in school, me and Hans and Helga, we were learning, the magical tricks. And there was this magical manatee. Well, Hans and Helga and I went to go and hang out with this magical manatee. And the manatee did something. As 15-year-olds, so we go out and play with the manatee. But anyways, the manatee did something very dangerous. I think it attacked Hans. I don't really know. So me and Hans and Helga and the magic manatee were in a little bit of a pickle. And so I did my magic missile, and I attacked the manatee, and it left me and Hans and Helga alone. And we got away fine, but Hans was different. After that, he drew rude and crude drawings from then on, and so that is my story, and thank you for listening.
I like the German British thing, man. That was
Yeah,
great.
so you were the one who used the wrong 3 fingers in that scene.
Right.
That's right.
Oh, I did. Oops.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like your version of the German accent was that scene where what's that actor's name? The British actor?
Fassbender.
Fassbender, when he orders 3 more drinks, but he does
Yeah.
this instead of this.
that.
Yeah, that, and then
He
gets
should
caught
do
as being a
this,
British
he does
spy instead of hello, chap.
No, man, you brought back great memories of Pink Panther for me. It was so good. It was so good.
Hey, man. I go hardcore. I go hard in the paint.
Oh, it was great. I loved
It
it.
was so lovely.
Yep.
I loved it.
It was a great finish to
Mhm.
a train wreck. That was
Yep.
it was the good caboose to the
Yep.
train.
The good
yeah.
caboose.
Yep.
Caboose,
Title
y'all.
of your.
Title of my sex tape? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted that to be the
I mean,
That's a
Finish
the
up with the
good
caboose.
caboose. That where it's some sort of 30s genre film.
Yeah.
the long caboose, kid.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess we can leave that to the Everwin fanfic.
Yeah. I
Why
mean, now that
not?
I've stand our wood carver and our blacksmith as being a
Mhm.
couple, it's only fitting that we'll continue to stand these encounters.
Oh, Valen. No, what's his name? I always get their names. Who did you piss off?
Edrith and Velik.
Velik, that's his name. Edric.
Oh,
I remember those names.
Oh,
I
I'm
will
sure
never
you
forget
do.
those names.
yeah.
So, Yeah.
Actually, so like overall, I'm pretty impressed with everybody's German accenting.
Yeah.
We all, most of us we tried. You know, Danny decided not to, but that's
No judgment
we
there.
love
'cause
we love him
Danny's
anyway.
version
so-
of that story was so
That's
beautiful that it
Yeah.
changed the tide of every story after that.
Ye-
So
yes.
like,
True.
It absolutely
good.
did.
I'm not upset by it at all.
No.
But yeah, like that was
Doesn't
an
show up.
inch.
Doesn't show up for the show. Doesn't show up for the German accent.
Oh, Danny, we're coming for you.
Uh-huh.
I love you.
Oh my god. Jeb, I'm really proud of you. I just want to put that out in the
you.
universe. I've never
Man,
heard
man.
you do an accent before, so I was just
Thank
like,
you.
That's great.
Appreciate
Kill
it.
it.
True.
Yeah.
You got
It was fun.
got the
Mhm.
kind of the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, definitely British spy lost his
Yeah.
German.
Yep.
I heard if he does, oh, that's too British. Need to back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We also
And then you had
got
like
the
you had a slight
school.
sweet,
school.
yes.
Headed to
Swedish
Sweden.
This is
Yeah.
cool.
UN. I think
Hordy,
I
hordy,
think
hordy.
this is,
Yeah.
this is the UN that used to be. That's what that accent was.
Right.
See,
That's before
I just
Brexit.
you did
Right.
75% of Europe. I did the other 25%.
So together we're taking
Yeah.
over,
Yep.
is what you're telling me.
We'll
Pretty
get it
much.
all.
Yep. You are the best.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be interesting when Asura, when we get your video.
Oh my
and
gosh.
have
Yeah,
to
I'm excited for that one. I'm excited.
figure
just gonna
that whole
make-
situation
I'm
out.
just gonna make up like demonic words and you're all gonna have to figure them out. It's gonna be great.
Well,
Yep.
you can, but then it goes to Danny. It's gonna turn into I don't know, mountain.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here. Whatever happens is gonna be beautiful. Like, I can't speak for Chris, but I was just like, I imagine just hearing accents is just lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever version of those accents come out.
It's fun because it's like you're hearing how a kind of a representation of how people hear you,
Mhm.
and that's
True.
because even though I like Valen doesn't have an accent when we did mine last time, he has a cadence, he has a rhythm that he speaks in, and hearing everybody's kind of impression of that was like, oh wow, okay, I now know how people hear me. Cool.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, impressions are very revealing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that some of us are terrible impressionists.
Yep.
Put that out.
Oh, man.
Sometimes anyway.
I'm not a good impressionist.
Yep.
But Chris,
I'm
what were
not
your
strong
thoughts of this whole experience listening?
Oh
to
man, I was tickled. I was tickled the whole time. No, I think I'm definitely flattered. I think people did it pretty well on some of the things. Like they had like some little mannerisms and the extravagant, spin-offs of some situation. It was weird because like that part was detached with Stoics telling like the kind of like little expressive pieces, and you all put in your own expressive pieces. Like it wasn't even brought to you by somebody else. It was like you just did it on your own. To add to the story, I'm like, that's what I did. Even then, it was. I love that part. It made me smile.
It's true.
Yeah, I think yours is one of the most expressive characters. I
Oh
think.
yeah.
And especially in regards to just like the way in which you like not just verbally speak to us, but like use your hands and gestures and like all the other things. I would definitely say, yeah, Easy is the most expressive of all of us.
I'm trying to, body language is like 90% of, for all languages. When we broadcast this to all the different nations,
Yep.
Yeah, all
We're worldwide, guys.
2 nations actually.
2 nations.
Smart.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
World star.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing at all.
No, but that's a good point. Like I don't want to say it was easy, pardon the pun, but it was kind of like
I love
Don't
was-
pardon that pun.
it was kind of easy to step into Easy because I know Chris, and Chris and Easy are in. I don't want to like say you're the same person, but there are some similarities. So I'm like, oh, I know you. I know how to get into this mindset.
See, and I'm the opposite because like until we started playing together, I had not met you, Chris, and
It's true.
doing this particular one was like really nice to meet you more.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like to learn,
Oh, it does. It
like
does.
to get to know you better. because I was like, yeah, no, like Chris has this really cool way of doing this thing as a like as a storyteller, like he does this really cool thing. So I was trying really hard to like emulate those things that I've noticed about how you play your character. And like, so in doing it, like I think what Larry said, like I got to know your character a lot more, but I really got to know you as a person a lot more, which was fun because I'm just like, yeah. I'm making closer friendships through the art of bad voice modulations and subpar
I'm sure there's little kernels of truth of those stories in our real lives, right?
Yep.
Oh,
I encountered 3 manatees that I thought were going to kill me at one point in my life. Who knows?
Yeah.
Metaphor.
Manatees are a metaphor.
Hooray, metaphors!
God.
Oh.
Metaphorical manatees, also called that movie name.
A manaphor.
Oh,
I hate you all so much. I also love you all so much. I don't have a natural pun like radar in my brain, so whenever y'all come up with puns, I'm always like, God damn it, that's so funny. Why did I think of that? Also, it's terrible.
Appreciate that one, Terry.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Do you just call me Terry?
I did. Terry?
Let me.
Hey.
All right there, Lara.
Tara.
Terry's defense.
I'm here for
Terry
it.
and Lara?
Go for it.
So we're doing-
I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Oh, we're changing our names.
Yep.
Going in tomorrow. Changing my birth name.
Lara, Terry. Jenny, Deb.
Yep. No, we're gonna call you Jug.
Jug.
Jug. Oh, Jug and Deg. No, Jug and Deb.
Deb.
Yeah,
Deb. Yep. Jug and Deb.
And Cranny. Me
Yeah,
and
Cranny.
Cranny.
Yes.
Best one so far. Cranny.
Cranny and Dis.
I would watch that cartoon show.
Totally sounds like a Cartoon Network
Yes,
show.
it does.
It really does.
It really does.
Uh-huh.
And like one of them's like a sentient book or something. Like,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
it's like, come on, Cranny. Like, no, Cranny's the book, obviously, because
Cranny's.
Yeah.
And then the two sisters, Lara and Terry, just like who find these magical books, and they're like, "Well, let's do some exploring."
But we're like middle-aged women, like, all right, Dis, you have fun. I don't know why.
Middle-aged or senior citizen? Because that's
You know what? She went through a rough patch. Let me just tell you what. She's coming.
She lived through 2020, is what you say.
Larry's only just starting to get her groove back, so like, going through a process.
Yeah, no, she survived 2020. Like 2020 ages everyone about 35 years. Yeah.
Between my hair loss and my gray hairs, no,
Yep.
I've aged 35 years.
Yeah. As we all have.
Yep.
Yay. Well, speaking of aging, let's watch how this story aged.
Yep. So,
you brought it home.
I did.
Good
Look at
segue.
that. Look at that.
Oh,
I'm good if nothing but a segue, because I wrote enough of them. So with that being said, friends, let us see the original Esel de Furze story back when it was fresh and young and beautiful.
Guten Tag, everyone. It's Easy here. I'm here to tell you a little story about my youth when I was just a little 15-year-old sprite. Yeah, very, very ready for the world, apparently. But one of my favorite memories with my friends, and one of the first times I get to use a very powerful spell within my arsenal. One of the many. But we'll get to find out what it is real soon. Okay, so it begins with my two friends, Hans and Elda. We were deciding to do something a little bit risque and disobey the rules and go out and skip one class. It was Mr. Schwechter's evocation spells class, which we were like, we're so good at that anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and skip it. Hans had basically said, let's go out to the bog of Hippie Hippie Hoo-Ha. So apparently that bog was very famous in the area for some mysterious power, so we had to go and see, yeah? So yeah, we weren't going to do that. So we went out to see bog, He goes out. It looks like a normal bog. It's just slime and puddles and, weird looking birds. And basically Hans goes, all right, let's make this fun. So he grabs a pebble and throws it into the water. And I said, don't disturb the fluids. I said, fluids can change a person if you disturb them enough. That's what my uncle used to tell me sometimes. And so basically, he disturbs them anyway, doesn't listen. It's typical Hans. And as he does this, a head pops out of water, and he's mesmerized by it. He's like almost transfixed on it, and I finally look at it. Like I can't really see what it is, but as soon as it raises his head out of the water, they were vampiric manatees. You don't want to mess with those. So I was like, it's time to go. And so as soon as I say that, 3 of them leap out of the water. Fangs showing. And they deliver ice beams right towards me, Elda, and Hans. Thankfully, Elda's the best one in the group at protection spells, so she blocked them all off, and that's when I knew my time has come to shine. So I did deep in the barrels of Easy the spell Magic Missile. So I delivered Magic Missile. Beep, 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 beep. 3 manatees. They didn't die. But they were dazed for just long enough for us to escape and laugh and giggle on the way back to school. Now, one interesting thing about this is that our friend Hans never saw manatees quite the same. One day I went to his drawer, found drawings of many lewd manatees. I think he's under the spell of the coven of vampiric manateeisms. It's a bad case. He never recovered from it. He had to drop out of the school to go join the bog of manatees. So, if you want to see Hans, he's now a manatee, or thinks he's a manatee that has vampiric powers. Whatever. Guten Tag. Bye.
When I was younger, around 15, back in school, me and Hans and Helga, we were learning, the magical tricks, and there was this magical manatee. Well, Hans and Helga and I went to go and hang out with this magical manatee, and the manatee did something. As 15-year-olds, so we go out and play with the manatee. But anyways, the manatee did something very dangerous. I think it attacked Hans. I don't really know. So me and Hans and Helga and the magical manatee were in a little bit of a pickle. And so I did my magic missile, and I attacked the manatee, and it left me and Hans and Helga alone. And we got away fine, but Hans was different. After that, he drew rude and crude drawings from then on, and so that is my story, and thank you for listening.
Hello, darling.
See, so listening to it that time, I just realized that the bog kind of reminded me of the knights who say knee. We're no longer the knights who say knee. We're not the knights who say hickey bing bong. That was quality. That was quality.
And I'll give Danny a little bit of credit. He didn't make up a cult. You did say something about Hans becoming a manatee, and
or believing he was one. Yeah.
He did.
He wasn't that far off with the Iggy Ongbak. He tried.
The thing though is that there's a big difference between one lone person believing themselves to be something and a whole cult devoted to it.
Yeah.
Because cults by their very nature mean there are others, and that recruiting is a heavy component of it. So it's different when one lone rogue is over there going I'm a manatee.
Rawr.
Versus everyone kneel before the altar of our manatee. Oh, what? Everyone, put these Nike sneakers on. Don't doubt. Like, it's a very different experience.
True.
I think something else we learned tonight is that Jeb's next character needs to be a stuffy Britishman.
Yes. I want full Nigel Thornberry.
Quite right. Yes.
Nigel Thornberry.
Nigel Thornberry, darling. All right, I'm down. No problem here.
Oh, y'all, I love these. I love these so much.
So
I love
good.
getting to know everyone's characters more. I feel like I understand Easy so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about him as a youth.
The Utes.
Just in his youth.
The Utes.
This is a nice little, some of, I guess, of a shallow dive into our back stories a little bit, but picking a story into our past.
I lost my front tooth because of a shallow dive, so I'm here for it.
So you're going to go with a deep
When I
dive.
was a kid, my dad was a swim instructor. So he threw me in the pool to dive, and I dove into shallow, so I smashed my face at the bottom of the pool and knocked out my front tooth.
Ouch.
So I know a lot about shallow dives.
Yep.
They can hurt.
So don't do that, kids.
They can bust your mouth good.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to change the tone of that last little bit.
Hey, this is all about learning about everyone else. Now we know more about Tara. So yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That's how I learned my right hand from my left.
That's right.
Okay, now you have to explain.
Well, because I busted out my right tooth. So I would put my tongue in the hole where my right tooth should have been. And I remember this is my right hand because they told me my right tooth fell out. So I associated that.
Okay.
So to this day, I sometimes still rub my right tooth to remember my right hand.
Okay. No, hey, respect.
That way.
So
you gotta do what you
works.
gotta do. Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, I'm nothing if not someone who would like to divulge more information than is at all appropriate for anyone. So internet, now you know things about my personal life. The fact that I don't know my right from my left super well.
Well, I mean, your cardinal directions are apparently tied to childhood trauma. So
Yeah.
Might be a little distracting.
Most of my development is tied to childhood trauma.
Oh man!
How
Just
high
like
was that
Sarah.
diving board?
I think it explains why I built Asura the way I did.
Oh man.
Yep. Some things are making sense.
Yeah, but when we find out like any particular element, people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, Tara, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Oh,
thank you for asking. I love this. I love this so much. I love hanging out with y'all. I love these stories.
These are so much
They're
fun.
great.
Yeah.
We'll have another one in 2 weeks. At this point, we're down to our final 3. We got Danny still needs to tell Stoic's story. I still need to tell Asura's story, and then Doug is gonna tell a story about we don't know yet. It's gonna be a wild card, and I'm here for it.
Wild card.
Wild card.
Wild card.
Wild stallions.
Yeah, I honestly have to like relax like my face muscles after this because my cheek muscles are hurting so much.
Me too.
That was me 2 weeks ago. I was hurting.
Man.
Yep.
It's too much.
I love this. I love this so much. Does anyone have any final thoughts, feelings, ideas?
I think we need to, quote unquote, punish Danny. We should make him go next for missing tonight.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
That's vicious, and I'm here for it.
Right.
Yep.
If nothing, I like to torture Danny in all ways. So.
And he has to do it in each person's accent as well.
Ooh, I like
he has to do it He has to mimic everybody.
We can edit it all.
That works.
Yeah,
including the NPCs.
Yeah.
Yes, I want him. I want to hear him do Hadressa or
Errata.
Errata. Yeah.
Yep.
I would love that.
Errata.
Or Sister Kiri.
Well. I would love that. In my head, that's how Errata talks. Oh yes. Well. I don't know if that's how you do your prep, Doug, but that's in my brain how it works.
That's my warm up that you guys don't hear before I get on. I just sit here for a while and just like.
Yep, totally makes sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yep, I'm here for this.
I should do that for every NPC, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter how they talk. Whereas, like, I just drink a fifth of vodka, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
And I have a big old Hefeweizen ready to go.
Yeah, is that how that works?
Oh my gosh. I'm just sitting here like picturing like sounds that you'd make for the different characters and stuff, and I'm just like, it's funny to me.
Just do a vocal warm up with the sounds of our characters.
Oh man.
All right, friends. It has been a pleasure as always. We'll be back next week for another lovely Everwind storytelling to deal with the still craziness that is where we currently are.
Right.
See how I'm vague enough there? That depends on where you watch this. You'll
good. That was nice.
still experience a thing.
Oh, they'll experience a thing.
Huge teeth.
Do you Shatner that? It has huge teeth.
It was a blend of Monty Python and Shatner.
No, it was lovely. It was lovely. And big pointy eyes and sorry, now I want to watch that movie. Oh.
I don't know where you're going. Oh yeah.
No, you need to go listen to William Shatner's album on Spotify.
Shh. Don't tell me that. I already have that as one of my saved albums. I'm not kidding. I can fall asleep to that album like nobody's business.
Mama just killed a man.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't love it. It's good. It's horrible. Okay. It is.
A real quick story. So my Spotify account a couple of years ago got hacked, and so what would happen is I'd be like listening to music, and then whoever had hacked it was like in Argentina, and so they would create these lists of like Argentinian artists and stuff, and so every now and then they would be playing on my account, which shows on my software that it's just start playing that stuff. And so and I found they had added like their devices and stuff like that. So whenever I saw that they were doing that, I pulled up William Shatner's album and just started playing that through their stuff.
That's so good.
That is the greatest, like, oh my God, that's the best use of technology I've ever heard.
Yes. And there are several times where they would just be like fighting it. You could see they would like switch it to the thing they were wanting to listen to, and I'd give it a second and then switch it right back. Until they eventually would disconnect the device and give up.
I'm really happy you did that. I'm sad you didn't rickroll them or do like where you like, what's that story where the comedian says that they put the same song on the jukebox like 18 times and then
what's up, Pussycat?
Yeah, like
what's up, Pussycat? Whoa. John Mulaney does that joke.
Yeah. Although, so I'm a terrible impressionist, but my only good impression is I can rickroll like a champion.
Oh, please.
Nice. I can do a damn good impression.
We got to hear it.
So, that's about it. Okay. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and desert you.
Nice.
Thank you. It's my only impression. I don't know if it's good, but it sounds great in my head. So.
I'm here for it.
Now you have a German accent in your arsenal, as we proved tonight.
Now I have a general white people accent.
Yeah.
You know, that one.
You know, the one from over there.
Yeah. You know, I feel like
those countries.
I feel like I had to have a layover there.
In all the countries.
Yeah, in all the countries. I had a layover in Europe.
At the same time.
All right, me and Jeb are gonna take over now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fine.
We're gonna be the translators. You know, like all you know how they hire translators. Yeah, we'll be translators at the UN, but it's just us doing the accents. Like it's not us actually translating.
Yeah.
So it's like this poor guy from like, you know, I don't know, Pakistan is like trying to understand what's happening, and we're just in there doing like a terrible German dialect. Because like the German consulate dude is talking, and we're like, oh yeah, so they do, and he's like, I'm sorry, like, can I get someone who's actually a professional who knows what's happening to actually translate for me, please? Because they're just doing terrible accents in my ear right now.
He said something about the nuclear bomb, and then he said something about
no, we're not causing wars. We're ending wars.
Yes.
We are bringing people together, not tearing.
Oh yeah.
By making fun of their accents.
Mm.
Yep.
We believe in everyone should have access to the nuclear codes and world peace.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
TED Talk.
What? Oh.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Listen, I'm not funny, but I am nothing if not capable of beating a joke to its death. So, thank you. It's my skill. It's my superpower. Everyone on this planet has a superpower. Mine is the ability to kill any joke.
Just nursing those memes from the early 2000s, huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the only part of the internet I remember. So
Ike has cheeseburger.
Shut up! I still laugh when I see that. I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't. That and the that old man, like the dad with his newspaper. The kid comes running in and there's like, they're in the yard again, and the dad just puts his newspaper and goes, my milkshakes.
I remember that.
It's my favorite. Like the internet may change, but my joke content will stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
Still the Admiral Akbar. Oh no, it was many Bothans went out to get some coffee.
All
dead.
All dead.
Yeah, it's the many Bothans died to bring us this news. I sent Bothans out to get me coffee once. All dead.
And also to this day, anytime somebody says hockey, I just
yep.
Here's the way.
He's there. You might be saying that's a pretty birthday. Wrong.
Pretty wrong.
Wrong.
Stupid kangaroos.
But I am tired.
Well, take it down.
Australia's just down there like, what's going on, eh?
CLVTF, mate. That or the walk away, lead me to the building. That one is in my vernacular for everything.
Not my share, not my problem.
Seahorse, see hell.
Seahorses rule forever.
I say not my chair, not my problem.
All the time.
In real life,
all
regularly. If someone says something that I'm like, listen, not my chair, not my problem. Like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
Unless it's made of seahorse and seahorse things.
I always say Phyllis Barnes. I just got Phyllis Barnes.
Phyllis Barnes.
Balloon hands.
Charlie the unicorn's my spirit animal. That's all.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Charlie the unicorn.
We didn't. The magical Leopleurodon, Charlie. It's going to show us the way to Candy Mountain. Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Oh.
Didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Show the unbeliever.
Kids, you don't remember the early days of the internet. It was a dark time. That and Magical Trevor, like we were living in a different time.
I never watched Magical
You just have
Trevor.
to put a Leopleurodon into your campaign.
Let's put a Leopleurodon into our campaign. See what happens.
You remember when this is a D&D show?
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with what we've achieved here.
Right, yeah.
We've circled the globe on nerds. It's great.
Now, is it going to be a land-dwelling Leopleurodon like the skid is, or is it going to be in the ocean?
Yeah, it's going to show us the way to Candy Mountain.
That's right.
Yep.
Dogs are here like maybe.
And you
Possibly.
may wake up without a kidney.
Damn it.
Oh, damn it. They got my kidney.
All right. Well, that was a fun journey.
Yeah.
Recesses of our young teenage brains.
Man, we old.
We are old.
Mhm.
Whew, we are 1,000 years old collectively.
Yep. That's how math
So, my
works.
dear friends, once again, it was an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed this very much. We will be back next week with Everwind. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another story, probably Danny's, because we're all going to bully him for
That's right.
missing again. So that'll be fun.
Yes,
And
I
Fran
I
will
heard
be back on
Puppy.
next week.
I heard
Puppy?
Puppy. Yeah, it's Fran. Yeah, Fran's back, right?
Yep, she should be.
Yay! Fran, I love you so much. I'm so excited to have you
Yay,
back.
Fran.
I'm so sorry this is taking you so long to have your like one show. Or not sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry.
Not really.
Sorry.
It's sorry, not sorry kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really sorry, not sorry, but
what's a shame is she had to bounce out of the stream, so she missed that wonderful
all right.
Canadian mockery.
She'll be back, and I'll bring it. I'll bring it
Yep.
about.
She'll probably apologize to you for making such a
Oh
bad
no!
remark.
Why are we making fun of France? She's like. All right.
That was more making fun of Canadians, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. So my loves, my friends, my boys. I will see you all next week.
See you next week.
Take care. For those who stayed and watched, thank you. I
Thank you,
hope
indeed.
we're relatively entertaining.
For at least
if nothing else, I hope you're enjoying these stories because I've been having such fun getting to know our characters better.
Same.
Yeah. So take care. Stay safe. Drink water. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.